Hola.
Hola.
Timbo. Paint liquor.
Hi. Hello.
What's happening?
Oh, right, yeah. Working monitor now. I spent like the last 10 minutes of stream trying to troubleshoot why this monitor wouldn't work. But I got it to work. One of those unplug a bunch of things, plug them all back in, wiggle around the plug a little bit, and it worked.
What the hell happened?
I don't know, it just wouldn't turn on.
The power was loose?
Yeah, well, I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it still wouldn't turn on. And then what I ended up doing is I moved the cable from one end to the other, and it worked.
On the power strip?
No, in the plug in the back of this.
Oh.
I just literally rotated it where it was hanging this way, and I hung it the other way. Worked just fine.
I guess I'm not following.
There's a loose connection between the power plug that plugs into the back of the monitor and the monitor itself. So at one position, the power connector isn't plugging in properly, and at the other position, the weight pushes it in properly.
Oh, okay. Mo, what's happening, man? Relapse, what's going on?
What up? It's Therapy Thursday. Woo! Dante.
Thank you. I need to figure out, like, I had a whole plan and then it just went south in a hurry. So I'm completely derailed now.
For Dante?
Well, just for right now.
Yeah.
I'm mentally derailed for a moment, and I had a plan on what I wanted to work on, and now I got to think about how to do that again.
Finding a good reference. Trying to find pictures of her forehead because she's got like weird little tattoos on her head or something. Maybe, I think so.
Oh, your Star Wars?
Yeah, Asajj Ventress has like either some like alien markings on her head or like tattoos. One of the two.
Okay. I don't know anything about her.
I know very little. I know she was Dooku's apprentice back before he was. He also
there was a time before he was a bad guy? Yeah. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think he was always pretending.
Well, we're all
the
good guys, like all of those non-heretical Space Marine guys. They're all pretending to be. See what I did there, chat? See what I did there?
That come?
All chaos in here all the time.
Lies come from?
It seems pretty truthful to me. Something you look for?
Yeah, somewhere in here we have like a house paint.
House paint?
Yeah, it's like a big 4-inch house painting brush. I wouldn't even know where to start looking for it though.
Could it have gotten pushed out into the other room when we over here?
Been in with a bunch of the stuffs.
What's up, Paint Liquor, Rants Vomit, Relapse, Lumberjack Tim, Mo, Mud, Nutty, Route, what's up? A wonderful Friday Eve indeed. Good, stay away from Arizona. Well, it's not that bad over here. Only like 100 degrees.
Been a nice summer so far. I'm not gonna lie. The temperature's been pretty good.
Pretty low, generally, compared to what it usually would be.
To the way I would have thought it would be, yeah.
Man,
much lower.
It was downright, like, amazing 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was like 70.
Yeah, it was like 70 or 80 degrees. I was like, this is really nice.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense and kind of scared me. I thought the end of the world was coming.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like, are we getting a monsoon tomorrow?
Is it about to get really weird here?
Hope not. Hey, look, I'm just saying, I brought a little bit of temperature.
Chat, that's a lie.
With me.
He has nothing to do with the weather.
Come on.
Nothing to do
I can take a little bit of credit.
No, I mean, you can. It's theft. Straight up theft.
So what you're telling me is you want it to be hotter. It sounds like he wants it to be hotter, chat. Baby J the weatherman. Welcome to the weather in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a nice balmy 115 degrees today. Oh my gosh, there it is. You found it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know why we have a gigantic 4 or 5 inch house painting brush.
4 inch.
Is it 4?
It says 4.
I believe it.
4 inch
4 inch
brush.
You even knew exactly how big it was.
4.
Now I'm curious what you're going to do with it.
I mean, every good pro painter knows what a big 4 inch house painting brush is for.
No. Can't say that I do.
Says a lot about you there.
Oh, that's sad.
Says a lot. Oh, that's sad.
That's sad.
Oh, that's sad.
That makes me sad.
He's like, oh, that's sad. Well, rats, that's sad.
For the gaming table, the scenery, I'm pretty sure you don't use a 4 inch brush for that.
Sure you do.
No. You'd use like a 2 inch brush.
No way. You'd use this to do like your paint your pink foam, like base coat your pink foam if you're
Yeah,
doing
if you're doing a whole table.
Yeah, that's what he said, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I think when I read his comment, I think I thought because he said scenery that he was focusing more on specifically like the terrain part of it, which I probably wouldn't use a 4 inch brush for. But for a whole table, yeah, that makes sense. Splitting hairs over there?
Yes, technically.
I don't even know if I'm so curious at what you're doing, I'm not even painting. Your AC died in your truck, Tim? Oh my gosh.
Sounds bad.
That's not great. He's been sitting it for going on 5 hours. Ugh.
Sounds bad, Tim. Not envious.
Human Dave, what's up? How's it going? Orc Pride, how's it going? Yeah, Tim, I imagine so. I probably would be very much as well. Very much with the sweat. No AC for 5+ hours in a truck, which is probably warmer than the average car anyways. Just because of the engine. And then on top of that, having the weather outside, yeah, that sounds awful.
It sounds awful.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Hey, at least you got us. Yeah, make sure to stay hydrated though. That's a big one. Yeah, his Dante is pretty rad. If I do say so myself.
Dante.
Dante.
Commandant Dante.
You're gonna have to speak up. I've got the windows down. That's funny.
Which we're gonna scream for Tim today. Tim!
Tim! Okay. I have found pictures of these tattoos for her face. Thanks, Greg. There we go. This is going to be some very, 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 very fine detail work. We're gonna get started. We're gonna go get our itty bitty brushes. Plus some of our regular brushes. I am a bit of a completionist, T. Schmidt.
Viridian, what's going on? Human Dave, yeah, I decided that Dante needed to finally have some wings, so welcome to Senior Dante with wings.
Red Bull there? Red Bull for Dante?
No.
No.
No. I don't know that anything I'm doing right now is going to be visible to anybody at all. But
I can't see anything you're doing. Oh, I know what you're doing now.
Can you see if I can? There we go.
Yeah, I
You
can
see it
now.
behind the.
Yep.
With the wing to offset there.
He's doing dastardly things.
You just have a rant about another miniature company and how they're doing business? Who be that? Air your dirty laundry, Mo.
Air your dirty laundry.
Air your dirty
Tim,
laundry,
go
Mo.
for it, Mo.
Tim's like, go for it, Mo.
What's up, Gosu? It's going pretty good. I am looking for. Brain's not coloring. Not helpful. Bunk bunk. Sure, plum will work. Seems fine. Go with it. What you got, Mo? The peanut gallery is quite concerned.
I'm always down for a good show, says T. Schmidt.
Nice, Gosu. That's awesome. Mo has a question. Do you want me to read the question off for you?
Sure.
So Mo says, first, let me ask Jason a question. This has nothing to do with Monument Hobbies, and I know you can't speak for all companies, but when you sent the email saying the brushes were in stock, how much time elapsed between going live and that email?
How much time elapsed between when the product was actually available? Is that what you're asking? And the email that we sent saying brushes would be available?
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about, Mo?
Yes.
Because we sent the email on Saturday morning. And brushes went live Monday. When you sent the email saying brushes were in stock, how much time elapsed between going live and that email? We sent them saying that they would be in stock, not that they were. We gave everybody an alert that they had Saturday, Sunday. They had 2 days notice. We let you guys on stream. The most notice anybody got was like the Discord notice, and here on stream for 3 days notice. 2 days notice for everybody else. Went live Monday morning. Is that what you're asking? Went live in the email saying they were in stock. That happens almost immediately. That's all an automated system, Mo. So as soon as, if there's a product out of stock and you sign up for the email alert for when it goes back in stock, those emails start being broadcast immediately when the inventory reaches a threshold that we set manually, and that's sometimes per product. But it's like minimum 50 or something like that of a product, because what'll happen sometimes, imagine that somebody orders a go bag. Go bags are out of stock. A lot of people they've been out of stock for a month, let's say. A lot of people have signed up for notification when a go bag gets back in stock. And let's say somebody returns one that they got as a gift. So they return one. If I take that one and put it back in stock, it doesn't send out any alerts at all, right? It will show up as in stock on the store, but it won't send any alerts. That's a point of contention. Some people get mad, but we've deferred to where it doesn't send out 150 emails to customers saying bags are in stock if there's only one. So we set it to a threshold, minimum 50, I think. And for some products, a lot more, like titanium white and some of the paints, it's like hundreds. But as soon as they go back into stock, then the emails go, and they all go out as a blast, so it doesn't take very long. A couple minutes, and then everybody's email is gone out. Pretty much instant, yeah. Pretty much instantaneous. There might be a little bit, like a minute or two between it going into stock, just for stock, depending on the product, like paint sets, or have a whole internal thing for us to where you put paint in stock as singles here in our system. That then migrates to allowing sets to become in stock, and then that would then alert. So that might take 5 minutes. Something like that. Yeah, paint liquor, exactly. It shouldn't be but minutes. Pretty much instant, as close to instantaneous as you can get with systems in the way. It's not like we have a human that can forget to send notifications out, and then they're all sold out before the email hits. In general. I don't know, is that the answer you're looking for? Yeah, so I'm doing lightning arcs from the Power Axe to Dante, Senior Dante.
That's a really cool way to do that.
Yeah, synthetic brush hair.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Get cheap-ass hardware store paint brushes because the diameter on the bristle is a lot bigger than what you'll find in artist brushes, so that it has some girth to paint.
Yeah.
And synthetic so you can bend it and it won't break.
Cool. That's awesome.
You still need to like paint it with, you still need to ruin a brush, and we'll ruin a brush here because we still need to paint it with super glue.
Oh, to get it to have that kind of
to make sure that it holds its shape, because over time you could bang it and you could break the plastic. So you still want to find a way to go in and make sure that it holds its shape long term. I'm gonna need to go get a crappy brush. Crappy brush. I'll be right back.
You just clear resin. Yeah, that's cool. Those Power Arcs are gonna look sweet. Excited about that. To be fair, T-Schmidt, I can't really see what he's doing. I'm in the same room with him.
It's tiny. It's really like jeweler's
tiny
work, T-Schmidt.
Yeah.
It's like jeweler's type work right now. So yeah, not easy to figure out. Right now, I'm going to ruin a bunch of brushes because I'm going to put super glue on one.
Or chat. I'm doing like really finicky up close work on her face right now. Get on camera sometimes. Let's see here. Paint liquor. I fought so hard to stick with Dune Messiah and not start Gardens of the Moon last night. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Mo's Magic, what came out for KDM? KDM just announced that they're going to be shipping out their one of their big milestones soon.
From how many years ago?
Many years ago. 5.
Oh, look at that. Poots must need a new house. He's decided he has a new car he likes.
Wad Tomato and what's up, dude?
So Mo, I'm sorry. I wish that I could hear. I wish you could talk to me, because I want to know what you're talking about. What did you say?
Oh, he said it. So I was at the computer, got a notification of a Kingdom Death email, instantly clicked the email. Excuse me, the email. Scroll, bust mini, click out of stock. Oh, bust money, click out of stock. What the heck? Go to eBay and people have already posted it for resale.
Gotcha. So it was the KDM thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically, the notification went out for something. He was at the computer, got the notification, clicked on the thing, and it was already out of stock.
Yeah. That's the scary thing about collectibles, right? Is that you wind up in a situation where, depending upon how many other people collect what you're trying to get, you could get screwed by being on time. Where did all... Oh, there it is.
Yep. I just snuck them behind there. You want the white ones?
Where are the white ones?
They were...
Huh?
I put them in a different... I wasn't sure which ones we used, because we've never used the white.
No, I don't need white. I'm going to use this gray one.
Oh, the white ones are back over here. Behind these boxes. I'm sure that there is a better space for these.
I want to make sure they don't get too close to that plug, obviously. But
yeah, I tucked them back as far as I reasonably could.
that's good. They're fine.
Yeah. Definitely thought about that. I was like, I don't know how comfortable
let's not blow the building down.
Yeah. Turns out I like coming into work.
Yeah,
and,
I like having a place to come into work. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have one if I accidentally burned the building down.
Let's not burn the building down.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Now we can see what I'm doing.
Avian, what's up?
I got that one to even. I don't know how zoomed in I can get here for you to see, but I got that one to arc and touch his leg in 3 spaces.
Do you want to go full screen? Probably be easier to see.
I do this, kick off that,
okay.
Do that.
Oh, there you go.
I got it.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even see that you had the forking,
like bird's foot
touch
where it hits his
cool.
armor there. Should be kind of cool. Yeah, you can bundle multiple bristles together and then split them apart at the ends like that to get it to kind of...
Oh, cool. That's a really neat way to do that. Lightning!
Yeah, the hardest thing is getting a shape that fits in. I generally bend it a bunch and then I shove it against the model and find out where else I need to bend it and twist it to get it to fit where I want it to go.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a hard thing to pull off, but we
Looks
do
great.
We do what we can.
Freaking electric,
This is
dude.
the saddest super glue on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, it just keeps oozing out and filling
does.
up the cap.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to get it out of the cap.
No. Fill the cap away.
Fair enough.
What am I doing to get the sharp bends in it to hold? I bent it really harsh, and then I put super glue on there.
What on earth happened to...
So it'll always be a little bendy, right? But the edges will hold. Because I've put super glue around that corner to stiffen the actual corners up, right? So as you see, I push them, they don't spread, but the whole thing will move. So you still got to be very careful with it because it's super ultra thin. Wow, oh my God.
Have you seen the hobby knife that was over here?
No. Maybe. I don't think so. There's 2 here.
Can I snag one of them momentarily? Sure.
All right, back at it. Arc number 20.
Cannot let this mold line stand.
Sorry, mold line, you are not allowed to survive.
Yeah. That is not happening. Hate doing it, but sometimes you just get to the stage and you're like, yeah, this is just unacceptable.
See, I'll just break it over. Gonna create some form of lightning-esque pattern. Try to give it some angularity that isn't super linear. Oh yeah, to like the tip of the feather there would be good. Off the top of the axe to the tip of the feather.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That's pretty good. Just cut it where my damn finger is. Dunzos. This is one of those where you definitely want to hold on to the piece you're cutting, because guess what goes flying across the room?
Teeny tiny little thingamabob that you got into perfectly the right shape. And
Bristle lightning.
Yeah.
Bristle lightning. It goes where it wants. That's where it goes. Wherever the hell it wants to go is where it goes. We've coined the phrase bristle lightning.
Bristle lightning. I think I'm okay with that.
Put a little bitty dip of glue on the axe point where you want it. Dump that little bastard right there.
Leave horrible looking scratches to remind myself to not be such a goober and miss those. While I finish painting your face. Because that's what we were working on.
Boom. Whatever angle you need to get it to attach is great. You don't have to worry about it because it will flex back to where you want it in most cases. Because I haven't glued the corners yet, so it still will accordion up, right? I can still, let it dry, but I can still kind of bend it and get it to go where I need it to go. Should be good.
Should be good. How many of those things do you think you're going to do?
15.
That'll look sick.
Maybe not 15.
It'll still look sick.
Yeah. We'll try to get enough to make it look cool. I was thinking 4. One from each of the spots on the axe head, but I don't know that it's going to really make sense to do that. We'll play with it and see.
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, that's really neat.
Once you get paint on it, that's really the kicker. It looks kind of silly right now, but if you can envision where you're headed, this little trip will get you there. Yeah, I think like one off the back of the axe head up here. Maybe only 3. Kind of like the one going down to the knee, this one going out to the feathers here, and maybe one off the back of the top of the axe head going off to this part of the feathers up here. That could be pretty cool. Doesn't have to be too much. Doesn't have to be ultra crazy.
I mean,
but it could be.
It could be.
But it could be.
I think it'd be, to use your term, pretty bitchin'.
Pretty bitchin'.
Pretty bitchin'.
That could be pretty bitchin'. I try to when I'm doing this, I try to bend them flat Flat meaning back on itself, you know, like bend this all the way back on itself so that it gets as tight a corner. It can kind of round if you don't do that. So make sure you kind of accordion it down like that to where it's all scrunched completely. Good press. That. Maybe come down a little further on this one. Do like this. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Gotta figure out where to cut it. I think like right there. Ah, cutting my finger. And this one is like, what I'm doing right now again is like 3 hairs. Can you see that? It's like 3.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Right. Again, these cheap ass house brushes are great for this.
What's up, Twitch Summerlin? How's it going? Hipster Gumby.
Never heard of
you doing in here?
Never. Who let that guy in?
Yeah, who let that guy in the house? You? Was it you?
Might have been me. Technically, we blame Jen, remember?
Oh, right. Jen. All Jen. You let yourself in. Call the police.
That scared the hell out of me. The magnet on the bottom of my holder just grabbed our clippers.
Did it really?
Yeah. Bastard thing. Set that down, which is going to suck. I try not to put the pieces of brush bristle down. Makes it exceedingly hard to pick them back up. Little bitty droplet. This one's going to be hard.
I have stuff at home. Clean up. Permit.
What?
A bad thing. Company coming over.
Your parents?
Yeah. Flying into town.
Are they here tonight?
No, they're coming in tomorrow. They'll be here 3:30.
Awesome.
I'll go pick them up after work.
Awesome.
Right,
this is where I really need something other than my fingers, but we're using our fingers.
You don't have any tweezers or anything in here?
Not that we'll do this really well, I don't think. Not well, maybe I need to.
Well, huzzah, huzzah! I'll just throw
Well, huzzah,
back my
huzzah.
legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Twitch Summerlin, thank you for the gifted sub. Who got it?
Dollar bill,
Bod.
y'all.
Something. Vader's assassin. Hey, look, I can read. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And thank you for the bits. Do 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 do.
Oh, yeah. I think that's perfect.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. Are you not going to do the one that like hits the corner of his eye?
No.
I know you were talking about.
I wanted to have it hit his shoulder pad, so I might try to glue one on this one. It goes over to the shoulder pad.
Be cool.
Because I could kind of split it right in that line right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of big straight line. Crack one over to his shoulder pad, so if that one forks and these two sit over here at these hard angles.
Thanks, Gosu. Thank you for the positive affirmation. Free buffet breakfast at Gen Con. Sounds delightful.
See if we can get one more bent up. I think I used
I strongly
Twitch
encourage...
Summerlin, thank you so much.
I don't know. I'm voting for the full 15.
Well, technically this is 9 because there's 3 in each of these. Does that count?
Means you only have to do 2 more.
I'm not doing it.
That's not so bad.
I'm not doing it. You can't make me.
I definitely can't do that.
You're not the boss of me.
Nope. Oh, no, I am not.
Mr. Gumby, you think I need 14 more of these? You're
Yeah.
a cruel bastard. Cruel bastard.
Would you be upset if I agreed with him?
Agreed with him?
Yeah.
Why, yes, I would.
Then
You
I
don't get to side with the enemy, baby.
Well,
J.
hold on. That was a what if question.
The fact that you thought about it tells me all I need to know.
Oh no, no!
All I need to know was summarized right there with
found
you.
me out. I've been found out, chat. Help!
Found
chat.
out. I love how it's like found out. I've been found out. I've been a heretic all along, but I finally got found out.
Well, I thought we knew I was a heretic.
I've been withholding. I've had a little bit of faith. I shouldn't have. I know it's been wrong.
You know what? I appreciate your faith.
Gone now, so
Do what
don't
I
be too
can
appreciative.
to bring myself back to the side of non.
I mean, so what we're trying to do here is find a way to maybe arc off somewhere. I could come right off that elbow, and that would probably be the place to do it. That's what we're going to do. You would think you could twist these things around in your finger, but you can't. They just don't want to do it. think that's pretty perfect for what I'm looking at. Gonna go with that, chat. Like it can only flip at 180 degrees. I want it right there. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. But I think we're gonna hold it like this and see if we can't finagle this. This may be the death of us here, chat. You're watching the death of Dante. All right, get a little bit of glue on that knuckle spot. I'm going to put it on this thing instead. There we go.
Yeah, I agree, Mo. They really did a great job on that project. Sounds like they both had a really good time doing it too, which is the most important part.
What's that?
The model that T. Schmidt and Tim were working on.
Damn it, this is hard.
You think you could bend the angle of the part that you're holding, give you a better angle to hold it in at?
Well, I think I've got it perfect. It's just you can't.
You can't move it at all.
Yeah, I can't.
Do you want me to
flip
hold it for you?
No.
Would that be easier?
No. It's actually counter to what you would think it would be doing as far as when you hold it. It turns it in weird directions.
You.
Notice how as I pinch it right now, it should move clockwise, but instead I pinch it, it moves counterclockwise. Right? Like if I go this way, I should be able to have it go counterclockwise and it goes clockwise. It's just it's because there's 3 bristles in there, and so it's giving me all sorts of fits. Really, like, you gotta hold it down low.
I don't even necessarily think it's about the quickset Punisher. I think he's just trying to get it in the spot, and it's just moving around on him.
Yeah, and I don't want to use quickset because I'll wind up with this big bead of super glue. Whereas the super glue itself will kind of good God, man, seriously, just stay right. It won't stay pressed where I need it to be. Damn it. Ah, son of a bitch. Need smaller fingers. Just use this. The worst pair of pliers on the planet, though, so. which just won't stay attached. Maybe if I take off, it's only. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, chat. And get rid of the handle I have on it and see if that helps me any. A little bit bigger thing of glue. You guys can't tell anything I'm doing, and I apologize. We're doing like microsurgery here.
I think it's fascinating. That's why I'm being so quiet, because I'm watching you do it.
You got to keep talking.
I'll keep talking. All right, chat. We'll let him figure that out. We'll sort all this out.
It gets super boring watching me mess my Dante model.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills, y'all. 6 more bits. Thank you.
Thank you for the biddies.
Let's see. Let me catch up. Yeah. Banging. Yep. Patience. I agree. Most it sounds to me it doesn't like being touched that way, Jason.
Yeah, it's because this little knuckle right here is, it's movable. So trying to glue it to itself, I probably should have been doing this while it was off of the model. Now I got this little crappy glue spot I'm trying to work with too. I just don't want there to be a lot of glue at this joint, I need to wonder if gluing it to the shoulder plate first probably makes more sense, because that'll stay. And then we can use that leverage. Let's do that.
Paint Leaker, isn't Iskarol the weird like priest of shadow hermit guy that they find in the cave or something? I know the name. It's in the second book, I think. Just don't really remember exactly which character he is. I'm also not sure that I've read enough of the series to like really have an appreciation for the character. The insane one who's chased by his wife. Okay, yeah, that sounds that is familiar. I remember that scene. Who is also just as insane. Weird characters doing weird things.
That was the key right there, Chad.
Oh, you got it. Oh, did you
put it on the shoulder? Now I gotta make it look like that. But it's not that. From a certain angle, it looks perfect.
It's really funny because when you showed, you're like, I got it. It literally looked like it was done.
Yeah, it was like right there. Look, I got it.
I was like, it's perfect. You got it.
Not quite. It's not quite attached, but it will be in just a second. This will be a lot easier.
That looks like a much easier way to do it.
I'm gonna let that dry first though, because then I can use the back pressure from it being connected to the shoulder plate to hold it.
Yeah.
Against the other piece.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 0.5 millimeter, so this is a little trying, chat.
We're talking about hairs. We're literally splitting hairs here. Well, he is.
Yes.
I'm just talking to Paint Liquor about a cool book. Maybe. It's weird. It's interesting. Confusing? Convoluted. Maybe? I don't know. Stuff.
None of that means anything to me. You're just saying words.
Yep.
You're just putting words one after the other, hoping that it makes sense.
They get there eventually, maybe?
Micro hair manipulation, is that a thing? Should I change my career path? Should I start into hair implants?
Hair implant. Why would you ever want to get into doing hair implants?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't say I wanted to. I said, is it time that I change my
No.
career path?
I think your career path is doing just fine.
Oh, that's because you're vested in my career path.
Yes. Yes, I am. Don't change it.
That's like Jacob says the same kind of thing. Jacob's always like, no, you can't quit. This is my career. No, that's not going to work.
Turns out I like my career. My career involves you being around. And yeah, don't never give up. Yeah, T. Schmidt, where would I get my paints from if you quit? I agree with T. Schmidt.
Feel the love.
You should. Or you are much loved. Within this chat. Within these walls.
Damn it. It'll be the death of me here, Chad. Why did I choose to do this one?
Because it's cool. Yeah, that one. Are we at don't touch it? Almost.
Damn it, it moved. Son of a biscuit eater.
Oh, biscuit eaters. Those are tasty.
I'm going to do it right there.
Also, isn't it fun when your customers give you guilt trips? For what? Avian. What are you guys guilting him into do now? And no, we're not going to give you guys the keys to the kingdom. No free paints for life.
Good way at Baby J. I was about to just give away everybody free paints for life.
Yeah, don't do that. don't do that.
I feel like that's maybe against the whole purpose
Yes.
of having a business.
Yeah. Turns out when you just give everything away for free, business doesn't do anything other than give things away for free. Which is great and all. Fantastic even. But also, you know, gotta put food on the table. Baby J gotta eat that Chipotle. It's funny because he made fun of me for eating Chipotle.
He should be made fun of for eating Chipotle.
Yeah, maybe.
Not gonna lie.
Maybe. Chipotle's pretty good though.
Alright, that joint looks pretty good. So it arcs and hits him in the shoulder. I think. Yeah, it arcs and hits him in the shoulder. Connects in 3 places on the knee, which is bitchin'. And then the 2 feathers. I think we're gonna dig this.
I mean, I'm digging it already. I just gotta paint it.
Well, I gotta glue all the...
Oh, all the bristles together?
Yeah. I put super glue on my brush, and then we go through and we did that one, but we need to do this one.
And you're just kind of sliding that super glue across the bristles so it gets all up and keeps them together.
Yeah. Basically, oh my god. Kidding me with this? Let go of my freaking brush. Silly lightning bolt.
Yeesh. Those are some sticky lightning bolts.
Paint a little bit of super glue across all these points.
Avian, I don't go to Chipotle because I like Mexican food. I go to Chipotle because I like Chipotle. If I want Mexican food, I'm not going to Chipotle. I'm also not ordering a burrito. Way better Mexican food items to get off of a menu than a burrito. Not that the burrito's a bad choice. There are more diverse options available to you. Oh my god. Now, that man who said Chipotle is way better, you can make fun of. Because that guy, he likes his Chipotle bowls to be floating in sour cream.
Sounds like Jen.
I don't know, you should have seen how much sour cream got dumped into his bowl of...
Who's this?
This is Gabe. No, I'm kidding. Hold on. Laugh when he comes down in here to defend himself.
There's no defending that.
There's no defending. I concur. I was getting hungry. Now I am not. You're welcome, Avian. Oh my god. Trying so hard not to bend these lightsabers.
There
It
we
is
go.
very, very difficult. There's officially too much water.
I like it. Wasted 2 brushes. Or only killed 2 brushes. Is the way to say that. Hipster Gumby is my people, says Jen. She is the queen of way too much sour cream on her bowl from Chipotle.
Hipster Gumby is my people.
I don't know
Oh
that
my
I'd admit
gosh.
that out loud, babe.
Hey, look, I like sour cream on my burritos. I do not ask for extra sour cream. It'd be pretty funny if you're like, hey, can I get a bowl of sour cream with a side of a burrito bowl?
Gabe says too much sour cream is not a thing.
That is a lie.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a lie.
pretty sure I heard you verbatim tell me when we were sitting down to eat that they put too much sour cream in your burrito bowl. Like, actually, you said that. Those words came out of your mouth.
They were really old brushes. I mean, these are old artillery brushes. Artillery 2s that I just super glued the tips of together. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Too much is a social construct.
Too much is just your opinion.
Paint Liquor says I call it chipotle. I call it chipotle.
I also call it chipotle.
I tell Jen she can go get. She wants to get chipotle. Gosu says it's an extinct artillery brush that you killed. Trust me, I have a lot more of those. I have a lot more of those. Don't you fret.
There's only a couple.
Chipotle. You want to go to Chipotle? I want to go to Chipotle. I never eat there.
Yeah,
I've had it like once or twice with Jen just to
Asked
show
if
my
you wanted-
solidarity.
And he was like, "Yeah, I don't do Chipotle." I was just trying to be nice. Last time I went and got a... I don't even remember what I got. Some lunch thing. Food's too good around here. Why is the food so good around here? Unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
How good the food is around here.
That doesn't make any sense.
It just means I want to go out all the time. Bad.
Why is the food so good here? I hate it.
I mean, I didn't say I hate it.
I hate good food.
Still haven't had sushi around here, which is definitely next on the list of things to do. Although I'm not sure I could convince my dad to try sushi around here. Although I have to admit, he lives in Indianapolis and there's a fantastic poke restaurant near his house. So, I don't know. Your mileage may vary.
I say, it isn't that hard to get stuff flown in.
True. Oh, man, that lighting still looks so cool.
One can only hope.
You gonna do any OSL on the armor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
This
we'll do
is the way.
some blue.
Wait, Mo, you've never had Chipotle? I mean, that's not a judgment. It's just kind of surprising.
Not very judgy, didn't it, Mo?
No, that's not judgment. It's just curious. I feel like most people have at least encountered a Chipotle once in their life.
I don't think I ever would have eaten it had it not been for Jen.
That's fair.
I may have had like a burrito there once before, but I don't guarantee that.
All right, I think I'm done fiddling with her face. Pretty over it at this point. Too much micro adjustments on these highlights.
Oh, that's going to be good, chat.
Yeah. I think so.
Songer says, my son worked there. I haven't eaten there since. I mean, that's true of any restaurant,
That's so funny.
right? Pick your favorite restaurant, find somebody that's worked there, have them tell you their horror stories, and you'll be like, yeah, no,
Good.
I'm good. I don't even care. Want to pee in the soup? Fantastic. Like the restaurant whose patrons started complaining about how the food started tasting different. They didn't like it. The chef was confused. He hadn't changed anything, but they had fired the guy that was peeing in it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that's a urban legend, but it just goes to show. Plot twist. Well, I swear we haven't changed the ingredients. We haven't changed anything. Did you fire somebody? Why, yes, we did.
So they got upset because they really enjoyed their pea soup, literally.
But don't.
But they were enjoying their pea soup and without realizing it.
Yeah, it was forced pea soup.
Forced pea soup. That's...
Unintentional pea soup. Well,
depends on whose perspective.
yeah, I guess it's all a perspective thing. I really like this model. I have been really hitting home runs with having fun models to paint lately.
Yeah.
Mally was like, how do you find time to paint the Death Knight? He really wants to paint his, but he just can't find time. And I go, you know what? Sometimes you just find models that speak to you. Talk about it here on stream all the time. And the Death Knight has really been great. Shinobi was great. Horus was great until he wasn't.
Horus was like great for a pretty good amount of time.
Horus was an 80-20 model.
Stopped.
I loved 80% of him, and the last 20% I would have thrown him out the window had I had the opportunity.
Yeah. That I agree with. It just got to be too much.
Yeah, it's just GWD details, right? All the chinguses and nonsense they put on stuff. Too many tchotchkes.
Too many tchotchkes.
Thingamajigs.
Bits and the bobs.
Yeah, bits and bobs. Which nonsense. Space Marine Flare is not nonsense. Mo? Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Ain't nobody need all that stuff on the battlefield. As Baby J likes to say, you are entitled to being wrong.
Yep, you're allowed to have your wrong opinions.
You're allowed to have your incorrect opinions. Yep. That's tolerance, Baby J.
Yep.
I've learned that on YouTube.
I'm a tolerant person.
I've learned that on YouTube.
Yep, I'm a tolerant person. Yeah. The big part is not making fun of those who are wrong for their wrong opinions. They're allowed to have them. They're allowed to be wrong. As long as you don't make fun of them.
Well, but these are our friends. We're supposed to help them through their problems.
Oh, this is just generic people.
Oh, not chat.
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
Chat's allowed to have wrong opinions.
Okay. I don't know where this is going, chat. I'm sorry I started it.
Yep. Yep.
Got y'all up on the TV again. Did you make it in time for me to be done?
Yeah.
CJ, we're on for a while.
Yeah, you got good
We
timing.
got 2 hours left.
Yep.
Well, a little under 2 hours left. I have a 5 o'clock appointment, believe it or not. Meeting with the bookkeeper.
Speaking of...
It was supposed to be an 11 a.m. appointment, but somehow I missed that.
Speaking of lots of time left, I'm going to go grab water. Very thirsty. Or I'm going to go refill my water bottle. Would you like anything?
I'm fine, thank you.
Chat, can I get you anything? Beverage, water, orange
Actually,
juice?
you know what? If you could get me a bottled water, that'd be great.
I can do that, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
I'm always doing therapy. Lumberjack Tim, have you met me? A ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Or at least I tried to be. I'm gonna take this and throw this away while I go. I'm at least here for entertainment value.
Chat, can we have some conversation about Baby J real quick? Now you can see the lightning finally. Just white primer right now, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I am priming paintbrush bristles. Oh, God. Gonna end poorly. He's just misunderstood. I'm about to have my kneecaps broken. After missing the meeting with her this morning, she might have some abusive things to say. She's too nice. Laura, the bookkeeper. She's way too nice. But yeah, I completely spaced. She was supposed to send a Google Meets out for 11 a.m. She sent it at 10:30 when I was in the middle of another meeting. And I had made sure that I wouldn't miss it by setting up my own 11 a.m. meeting notice in my calendar that I accidentally on purpose must have put on yesterday. So it was not, I got no alerts. Let's just say I've been having a rough day with meetings. My meetings have not been on top of things. We did, however, get a lot accomplished. All of the Signature Series 2 paint names have been approved and sent to the illustrious Gabe to make them into labels so that hopefully we'll have labels going next week. And then we'll be on target for Signature Series 2 in July. Very excited for that. Some really good colors in Sig Series 2. Some of which I've been using on Dante. Warm white. I use some of the dark burgundy on him. All right, there we go. Lightning bolts. And you saw how well it held up while I was painting it. I wouldn't say you can be rough when you've done this, but you see how well the super glue holds the bends together so it doesn't deform as you apply pressure. You'll keep this shape now until it breaks. You drop the model or something silly like that. Avian, it's good. We just have to figure out how to fill it and some logistical stuff on how to handle it around here. I think we're good with it. It probably won't hit until September, something like that. Maybe earlier. We'll see how the Signature Series 2 stuff goes. We don't like to release too many products all at once because some of them invariably get missed if there's too much new stuff. So with the Signature Series 2, we're planning to launch the matte and gloss varnish at the same time, so that's already kind of a lot. With Signature Series 1, we did the Go Bag Evo, and we were really worried that was going to be too much. That wound up being okay. Thank you, sir. Wow, I feel like I should treat it with
respect and
dignity because of the way it was handed to me.
Hey, look. Offer great service, okay?
Avian, yeah, we've got matte and gloss varnish. So I took this eBay model and I gloss varnished the whole thing, right, with the airbrush. So you can see nice, even gloss to him. Much shine, very wow.
Much shine, very wow.
And then I use the matte varnish on it after the gloss, just one coat of matte, to show you how much we can knock that sheen down with just one pass of the matte varnish. So very, very good.
Yeah, those will be fantastic additions. Stable products available. Man, that water was refreshing. You ever have a drink of water and it's just like too good? Like hits the spot.
There's times where having water makes me go, water is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of those moments.
Yeah. That was one of those moments. Now, it felt great. And there's other times where I'm like, man, I would rather drink anything other than this.
Could you help this dunce on how to not screw up varnish via a paintbrush? So varnish is a much thicker medium in most cases, ours included, although it airbrushes without thinning. But just like any paint, you can apply the varnish and thin it down. Now realize that if you're doing that with matte varnish, it's going to take you multiple coats to get to the matte that you really want, because you might break the matte the thinner you use. So just a damp brush generally does it. But varnishes are generally not intended to be applied by brush for miniatures. That's just an unfortunate thing. Gloss varnish for spot varnishing, very easy to do with a brush. Eyes, gemstones, small areas. Obvious, you're not going to get a lot of brush strokes in there. Just a little bit of dampness on the brush, a little bit of varnish, do your spot. Doing the whole model, I would say if you plan on varnishing your models, either buy rattle can lacquer matte varnish or get an airbrush. I hate to have to put it that way, but brushing entire models with varnish is never a good thing. You will get brush marks, especially with matte. With gloss, you can avoid it because you can use much more thinning with gloss varnish and layer it up, and you'll still get the same gloss. With matte, it will turn satin as you thin it, and so you can't really ever get to an ultimate matte finish by using a brush without putting it on at full consistency and messing around with brush marks. Ours lays a lot thinner, much like our primer. When you put it on with a brush, it will lay thinner, but I'm not going to guarantee you won't get brush marks with it. When do we get to find out who the next signature series is from? On release date. And yeah, definitely clean your airbrush thoroughly when you use the varnishes. The next colors are heavy warm white that you've seen me use. That's been what I've been doing, like the brightest highlights on his armor with so far, is the heavy warm white. Heavy because it has a consistency that is much thicker than our normal paints. Right, so it whoa, as I pour it out all over myself.
No.
I forgot. This bottle is not heavy, hence why it doesn't say heavy on it. But the heavy line is somewhere between like a tube acrylic and our current line. So it has a much higher viscosity, a lot thicker, but still silky, smooth, and creamy for application. You don't have to thin it down. You can, but you don't have to. What will be called petroleum brown, called oil. We've shown this off before. This one's a really cool effect. Let me get a sheet of paper.
Oh.
We'll just show you all the colors. How about them apples?
How about them apples?
I have all but one here. If you haven't been around while we've been talking about Signature Series 2, you'll notice that a lot of Signature Series 2 has a more satin sheen. They're not all matte finish paints. As a matter of fact, I think only 2 of them are. A little bit more than that. So the petroleum brown, exactly that. It's like an oily effect paint. It'd be great for oil spills. Goes to a very deep translucence very, very quick. Stains. Nice weathering. Great color. Try not to use the same paper towel for cleaning my brush that I wiped all the super glue on.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would not be so good.
The two whites. Right. Heavy warm. And the heavy titanium. So you know our titanium white that everybody knows and loves in the industry. This set includes the heavier version of that. Thicker. Both of these paints are intended to use for effects like loaded brush, tip loading, things like that, but really good colors. Obviously, white is white. What else we got? Bone. Bone is a good, like, beige color.
It's a super versatile color. Use that for all sorts of stuff.
Almost a taupe.
Yeah, Gosu. Well, not all of these are satin, but a lot of these are. Like all but, you said two?
All but two, yeah. Granite, or it's not called granite anymore. Brown gray. Dark emerald. Let me put that one. Green oxide. Basically a verdigris.
I have a project.
This one isn't correct. This is the one I said I don't have a proper sample for, but I'm going to pull it down for you so you can see it anyway. You'll just have to imagine the color I'm about to show you being more blue. It is a very deep green blue. Right now it looks a little bit too much like just a darker version of dark jade. But the production version is more blue. Alright, that's those. This. Brown gray. This color I love.
Oh, wow. That color is awesome.
Yep.
I actually think I've messed around with that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Dark burgundy. Was that 9, 10, 11, 12? Crimson.
Probably my favorite color.
Yeah, crimson's amazing. You used a lot of it on one of your Horus Heresy dudes.
Yeah, I was working up the cloak with it. Working up the cloak. At Adepticon.
A lot of people have been wanting an extension to our reds. Crimson is it. It's amazing. Oh yeah. Advanced flesh tone. A brownish version of Shadow Flesh almost. It loses a lot of the pink in place of orange and yellows. Great skin tone. A tremendous adder to black, brown, and dark flesh to get darker skin tones without keeping them that red hue. And last but not least, the first addition to the Metallics line in quite some time. Well, like ever.
Oh, right.
Dark bronze, baby.
Yeah.
Or for those of you old heads in the chat, 10 bits. Bam!
I know that color.
Yeah. So again, petroleum, warm white, heavy white, bone, dark emerald, green oxide, dark green blue, brown gray, dark burgundy, crimson, advanced flesh tone, and dark bronze. That's the new set. Yeah, that brown gray is amazing. Tremendous, right? Amazing. Tremendous, even. Zoom in, you can see as they're drying. The petroleum brown is amazing. A real rich, golden, brownish color, right? The warm white you've been seeing me use, it's like a, I don't know how to call it. It sits kind of adjacent to pale yellow, but more desaturated, same brightness. And then of course white, it's just a heavier white for using tip loading. You can see how it holds that peak.
Yeah, you can see the volume in it.
Yeah, it's just a heavy color. And the bone. Bone is a great, if you look at it against something like, say, dark ivory.
Or master, it's 2 sets of 6.
Dark emerald. Green oxide. The dark green blue. The brown gray. You can see the brown gray is the matte one, right? Along with the dark burgundy are the ones that are a little bit more matte.
Nice.
The rest of them have a little bit more sheen to them, you can see. Obviously dark bronze, and skin tone, and crimson.
The dark burgundy is like almost color for something. I'm mixing up right now.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, the dark burgundy and the crimson are dynamic together. They're amazing. So, there you go, chat. Spoilers. Don't tell nobody.
You guys got the lowdown.
Don't tell nobody.
That's a pretty sweet preview.
Songer, what is loaded brush? Loaded brush is a technique where you, here, I'll show you. Get some of the heavy white. And do I have any other paint out here? I don't, because I've been using no color today. I haven't been painting today, have I? Let's get a color where this is going to look good. Royal purple. Royal purple. I've been painting with super glue.
Yeah. That would work, right?
The super glue?
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's not how that works.
No. No, that would not get us there.
Get us someplace. I'm not interested in that place. Alright, so let's grab a brush that actually has a tip on it. Boom. Right? So, a little bit of moisture in the brush. You don't want to have a lot of moisture when doing this technique, but we would load the entire brush up with a color like royal purple in this instance. Right? And then you load the tip with white. Right? So a little bit of white on the tip, but why you want a heavy bodied white is because you don't want it to bleed into the bristles. You want it to just stay on the tip. The liquid paint, as we know, goes into the bristles. What this allows you to do now is to do like a little dot of touch there and then immediately apply pressure and get a quick blended shine. Right? So if you're doing spots where you want like that little poke of brightness and then have it go into the body color, boom, you get it. You get that full white, but only for the time it takes you to poke the brush to the material, to the surface, and then it immediately starts blending out with your color as you go. It's a great way to do highlights. It allows you to do some cool stuff on like radial surfaces like Space Marine shoulder pad, cheeks, things like that, where you put just a little speck of a bright color tip loaded on there, white, and then another color that you want to paint with, touch it with the white, and then immediately start, kind of rubbing your paint, and the other color starts to blend immediately with it. It's another form of wet blending, very specific though, and that you won't be able to do big areas with it. Very, very small areas for specular highlights, non-metallic metal shine, things like that.
Finally painting up all these bandages. Using some dark ivory. We're gonna come back and highlight it.
You should use bone.
Yeah, I'll use bone.
You should use bone.
Heck yeah.
You should use bone. It says light bone and granite, but
Give
it's
it a
brown
wash with
gray.
granite.
Brown gray and bone.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
great together. Alright, what do I need? I need...
Ooh, and then we can show off the varnishes to bring it back to matte afterwards. Yeah, these are definitely two perfect colors for this.
Snow Mountain, what's going on? Yes. What is her name? Asajj?
Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
Yep. It is indeed Ventress.
Tim says, why the switch from ultra matte that we all love to satin? I see how you threw that in there. That we all love. Why would you make something we don't want? You understand that we are also coming out with our ultra matte varnish at the same time. It works. Satin paints are a great tool. And yes, the artists that we're working with in this series enjoy satin paints. And so it was a great way for us to kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, the timing is great. Alright, here we go. Applying this. This is the bone. This is going to go on her belly here, and then on her forearms. I'll do 2 coats of this, give it a nice solid layer since I'm thinning it down. There's some really soft raised edges in here where the wraps kind of fold over one another, and I want to try and keep that detail as much as I can. Doesn't even coat. That awesome coverage. Like it. Jason, I like it a lot.
What are you messing with?
Bone. And the bone on the belly?
Yeah. I think much better starting point.
Yeah.
For what you're trying to do.
100%. It's perfect.
I'm just taking blue transparent, very, very watered down, throwing it over the white primer to get the beginnings of my electricity down.
Ooh. That electricity is going to look so good.
It's always scary to think about interrupting what you've been doing with like OSL.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be very faint. I'm not trying to do huge
I always have that feeling
blasts of OSL.
every time. I definitely feel that every time I've done OSL. It's always like you take a deep breath. You're like, all right,
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Let's not mess this up. Yeah. Gosu, I bet. 6 months is a long time to be like, I've been working on this thing for 6 months. Now it's time to paint over it with some OSL. Let's go.
Let's just get the airbrush out and blast it with some white. It's one of the most exhilarating things to do
Yeah.
after you've learned how to do it.
Yep.
As you're learning how to do it, you're like,
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I'm going to quit. Either one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to jump for joy or I'm quitting painting.
Well, an OSL is like a really kind of scary technique in general to learn how to do because it requires a lot of understanding how light bounces off of things, whether or not light does even interact with a particular color that it's trying to reflect off of.
That's the thing, right?
That's
how
the
does
real
color react too, right? Directionality is big, but then color
Yeah.
throws it all off so
like,
often.
Light is not really going to reflect off of a stormtrooper's armor, for example. Light is not really going to reflect it much. It'll do just a touch, but it's not going to be like what you would get with like blue on green or something like that. Reflecting off something like that. And then the material too. The material of what it's reflecting off of changes how all that stuff works. There's a lot to think about. You can definitely simplify it, and it will still look good. But when you're trying to really like get into the science behind all of it, you're like, oh my god, a lot to unpack here.
OSL is definitely more of a, depending on how you're painting, definitely more of a rule of cool paint than most things we do. I don't know if that's fair than most things we do, but more than most things I do, where a lot of times the OSL that I will paint might not be as realistic as other things I do on the model because it's like trying to boost your contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to go overboard in order to pull the story off in a sense that might not actually be super realistic.
Well, that's kind of the trick too. Is that's part of the reason why I don't do it a ton. Generally, when I'm painting, like I didn't do it on Duke for example. Partially because I just wanted to look really clean. But also, you know, tabletop stuff, I don't want to really get into it.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, it didn't feel necessary. However, if you're doing a really cool, like, Darth Vader...
That's the thing, right?
That's when you're like, maybe I'd do a lot of OSL.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, Darth Vader, he's just black.
Yeah.
So with a red lightsaber or whatever, like, the red glow is going to make the model.
Correct, yeah. It's an artistic choice that in some places really doesn't add a ton, and in other places adds everything. Makes the model a lot. Like they're coming out with like a dual pack that comes with Vader and Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan show, and it's them like duking it out or whatever. And I think that is a great pair that I would use a bunch of OSL on, because there's some really cool, when they did that scene between them, there's a lot of OSL going on, and it's very cool. Pulling a little bit of that in paint job would be kind of neat.
Tim, I know you don't have air conditioning today, but dude. Dude.
Might as well be Wizard's butt.
Beige does not have a pigment, Tim. So bone was what we settled on because it is something that winds up having more of a connotation of what you're attempting to paint, right? If you're going to say beige, yes, it could be beige. It's the same thing that khaki had, right? Khaki is whatever you want it to be. There is no right or wrong to khaki. There is no right or wrong to beige. If you look at beige, 50 million different people make 50 million different beiges. And so we were like, you know, the artist wanted bone. I fought it for a brief minute. And then I was like, you know what? Nah. Bone gets it across. Bone is a recognizable idea of color. So I'm okay with that. Not like goblin skin or something like that. Wizard's butt doesn't evoke any kind of color, or it evokes a different color for everybody. If I say bone, people will start to understand. They may look at the color and go, I don't know. But at least it will give you a starting point. You know, jade is the same exact thing. One of our biggest sellers, jade is not technically a pigment. Jade is a stone, right? And has a lot of different colors associated with it. But we picked jade because it evoked what the color made me think of when I was looking at it, as opposed to, again, you know, fantasy names and things like that. So while some of our stuff is gray-brown, warm brown, you know, neutral gray, not all of them are. They're just more succinct and on point with what the color is, and bone fits that. It'd be like calling it parchment, was another color we looked at. And parchment makes sense, but parchment isn't as recognizable, I think, to everybody as bone. So, just made more sense. Jade is a dog. Is your dog's name Jade? Yeah, because we had a lot of the names. Anytime you go in and name paint, it's very difficult because there's a lot of names that you can pick that are kind of the same color, right? The brown gray we wanted to call graphite. It's a warm gray, but we already have a warm gray. So it shows you that warm gray can be warm in this tone, warm in this tone. Yeah. Our warm grays are more yellowy than orange. And the brown gray is more orangey than yellow. So, but they're both warm grays. So we went with brown gray on that one. That was a tough one. Wanted to call it graphite. They wanted to call it granite. None of those are real good, you know, because graphite is kind of more of a deeper gray that you think of in terms of like pencil lead, and becomes a little rough to envision. So you got to go through all those cycles and ask all those questions and say, okay, what do we want this to be? because not everything has like a single pigment name to draw back to. Pair of the snackerfices.
The snackerfices.
Jade demands them. I don't know what you're talking about. Jade is a dog. This must be from some nerd show. Am I supposed to know this? I don't know this.
I don't know what they're talking about. They're going crazy.
We both lose our nerd cards, it appears.
Apparently. I don't know if I ever deserved mine to begin with, but actually, who am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that you're okay.
All right, thinning down this brown gray. I'm putting it over as a wash. Wraps.
Oh, getting all fancy.
Yeah. Thinned it down with a little bit of glaze and wash medium. And a little bit of water. Just enough to let it seep into the recesses there, but not be too stainy. That looks nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great wash color.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just very subtle.
Yeah. Which is good, because then you want to highlight it back up. Because you shouldn't have a ton of contrast on like a cloth wrapping or anything like that anyways. Because there's not a lot of depth between the layers.
Yeah, unless you're going for like super bloody or something like that.
Right,
You
yeah,
don't really want to
exactly.
draw a lot of attention to it.
Yep. Nice and subtle will do the trick just fine. Now that's turning out. This is literally
Jade is Zambi's dog. Gotcha.
Okay.
She has a point redeem on her stream to give the dog snacks. Oh my god.
That's actually hilarious.
That could kill the dog.
It could.
Just don't run that on like viewer payday. Everybody's like, I got $5.
Never run it on
I got
Fridays.
$5. Dogs like dying in the background.
Treats are limited in number. That's probably smart.
Zambi's no fool.
Gosu, I think this is the most excited I've ever been for a set. That's awesome.
Heck yeah, man. That's great. They are all, I mean, you know us. They're all going to be fantastic colors. None of the colors we release are going to be ones we won't use the hell out of. I'm glad you like them. It's limited for exactly that reason. Do not kill dog.
Do not kill dog. Please do not kill dog.
Doggo good.
Now that that's dry, I'm gonna go back. Bone again. We're gonna put some edge highlights on these carefully. getting the edges of these wraps. Thin highlights. These are nicely sculpted too, so they don't have to go in weird directions, which I see a lot.
He says hot pink and plaid. Never be excited until hot pink and plaid, you bastard. We're tasking Baby J to figure out how to paint plaid.
Oh, I'll make it happen.
Baby J must paint plaid.
Don't you worry, chat. I got your back. I'm going deep in the think tank for this one. No guarantees on when I'll be able to make it through and have a great solution for you. But look out next year. Maybe I'll have plaid paint for you then. What do you think, Jason?
What's that?
What do you think? 9 months of R&D?
9 months?
Yeah. On plaid paint.
Wow.
Bottle to model. Ooh, I like that. Bottle to model. Ooh, that's a cool catchphrase. I'm stealing it. Wait, I can't steal it for myself.
I was gonna say, didn't you make it?
I just made it. Bottle to model. Let's go. I got your back, paint liquor. Goes who, don't you even dare. Yeah, it's Monument Hobbies intellectual property. I work here, dog. So I can use it.
Damn, dog.
Damn, dog. What up, dog?
He said, I work here, dog. What of it?
All right, here's a good question. What's the over-under on Jacob coming in and hanging out in the chair after work today for 20 or 30 minutes?
I don't know. I told him they could all do overtime, so...
Oh. Well then.
He might work some overtime.
He might just work some overtime. Alright. Bone. Coming along nicely for those wraps on the belly.
He didn't sound 100% about today, but I think over the weekend he's coming in, so...
Jacob. You guys bought so many brushes. Thank you.
Be the death of our team.
Yeah.
Make sure I have the electricity coming from the anodes out to where it's arcing off of the axe head. I'm just setting that up now.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Hopefully bring it alive a little bit by bringing it off of the 2D surface of the model into the 3D arc onto his armor and such. Is the hope, at least. I'm digging it so far. I don't like this side of the axe.
What's up? How goes it?
Who dat?
Who dis? Who dis dat?
Is that a Mr. Carter? Okay. I don't want to say yes. Well, no, I just want to make sure they've got what they need over there if they're staying late. Who else staying? Okay. Okay, yeah, just please reinforce that, keep things on track over there. Keep nose to the grindstone so they don't have to be here long. And let me know if they have any issues. And then you can get out of here.
I've got two kinds of
Marco
weapons
for
right here.
Zony rating. Oh my goodness. What's up?
Is that a Marco?
That's a Marco.
Hello.
Hello. How goeth the stream?
Mr. Frazzoni, what the hell's going on? Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Monument Hobbies, everybody. Hello.
Welcome, Raiders.
How we doing? Jam, what's going on? Meat Spawn. What's going on? Lurker reporting in for Marcos. What's going on, Plank? Good to see you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jason. That's Jordan. We are Monument Hobbies. We paint things with paint that we make.
Yep, all that.
So we make this wonderful paint called Acryl. And every now and then we slap it on models. So that's what we're doing right now. I am working on Dante, my customized Dante that I spent quite a bit of time today cursing and making lightning bolts go from my
really
power
did.
axe to all the armor. So that nearly took it out of me. I nearly quit.
I'm working on some Sage Ventress from Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Some Shatterpoint. What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Smoothest raid of your brief career. Marco, it gets easier as you do it, baby. We've been doing this I've been streaming since 2012, so
You've been here for
let's not talk about what a
minute.
streaming dinosaur I am, but painting on it, we've been doing it for 7+ years, or coming up on 7 years, so we get your pain. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Hope your stream went well. Meat Spawn, you have a good amount of Pro Acryl. Love the stuff. Awesome. Thank you. Hope you guys were having a lot of fun today. Meat Spawn, you still need to try the transparents. Only ones you're missing. I did some transparent blue on the Lightning just to set up for the sky blue, just to get some base coating on the surfaces to get going with. I've been holding off on finishing the wings and everything until we get the OSL figured out, but coming along pretty good.
Ooh, just got the Pro Acryl expansion set and the Vince set. Both.
Expansion 3, a good one. I mean, there's not a bad one. Expansion 1 and Expansion 3 are tremendous. Vince's is tremendous as well. Yeah, great stuff. Awesome. Good night. Awesome, Marco. Good to see you.
Using a lot of fancy schmancy new colors on this model.
Don't tell anyone. Our Signature Series 2, we just showed everybody the 12 new colors that are coming out. And so he's cheating.
I am cheating.
He's using some of them.
Yeah.
We got 12 new exciting flavors to add to the line. You've got petroleum brown, we've got warm white, and titanium white. These are heavy-bodied whites that come in our same bottle. They are a little bit more fluid than pastes. The Signature Series artists in question typically use a heavy-bodied tube white, like a Schminke or a Winsor Newton or something like that. This will change your life. You'll never use another color from some brand that doesn't think painting miniatures is art. Because we basically take our titanium white, we give it a heavier body, not quite so much that it'll peak and hold peaks, but very, very close so that you can use it for loaded brush. You can do tremendous amounts of thing with this. Obviously, the pigment load is just like our normal stuff. Bone, which is what Baby J is over there using right now for the base for his kind of cloth wraps on her
cloth wraps on
torso
her.
and such, which is awesome. We've got a dark emerald and a green oxide, as well as a dark green blue, gray brown or brown gray, dark burgundy, crimson, advanced flesh tone, which is more of a brownish flesh tone rather than using a lot of pinkishness to it. Has a little bit more yellowish orange to it. Not jaundice color, but a really much better additive for like dark skin tones, right? And then dark bronze, which is the rebirth of 10 bits. If you are old enough to remember how great 10 bits was, one of my favorite colors of all time.
I've made a painting boo-boo.
Did you get paint on your shirt? Oh, that's a lot. That's like a whole finger.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, you had it like on your arm or something?
Yeah, I had it on my hand, and then I just like did this, and I must have like done this or something. I don't know. I got.
Trust me, I've got like one of our work shirts that has sitting here shaking paint, and it's got paint all up. Like it's got, because I was sitting here shaking an open bottle of paint, and it just has the paint all up from like my breast line all the way up over my shoulder. I immediately was like, oh god, it was. I thought it was on the wall. It didn't. It did. Couldn't even find it on the carpet.
Did I ever tell you about that time at when I was working at my old job when I did that with a bottle of paint? I had a big bottle of paint. I was shaking it.
Did you get it on anybody?
I was shaking it down
because
I would like hold the top of it and I would shake it down like I was holding it like upside down like this.
Yeah.
And the cap was open a little bit, so I knew enough to shake it down and not up, so it sprayed everywhere there.
Yeah.
So I shook it down, but I sprayed the entire ground.
Still like all over the floor.
Yeah, and it was like orange, so it just sprayed everywhere with this like bright orange color.
Also doing some work on, we are the Western Hemisphere, or at least the Americas part of the Western Hemisphere, distributor for Journeyman and Mineworks games, and we've been working on the Death Knight as well. So I've been slowly but surely knocking out my Death Knight, more slowly than surely.
I don't know, he's coming along great.
Oh, I think he looks good. I'm not happy with the green cloak. I probably am going to do some level of browns over it. I did some browns in the shadows on it to give it kind of a dirty look. I think I'm going to probably layer it on top of the entire thing to get kind of a greenish, muddy brown on the cloak, just because it's too much green on the shoulder area with the way that I base the bronze / gold armor with green, so it gets a little carried away.
Blank Walker, I had an old Reaper paint. The cap was clogged. I gave it a really hard squeeze. I got burgundy red color on my ceiling and walls.
Yeah.
No.
That's the way that works.
Oh, man.
Speaking of Mineworks, any ETA or just #soon? We were hoping by the end of this week, but that's tomorrow. So I would hope that early next week, I can get some good time to spend. We'll have the stock in-house. It has shipped. We have tracking info on it. So hopefully it'll be here by next week through customs and all that stuff. And then we'll get it put into stock as soon as we can. Artwork and all of that needs a little bit of time, but not too much. So I'm hoping we can pull it off pretty quick.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff. I'm definitely excited to paint on stream. It'll be fun. Excited for you guys to get all your hands on it. You guys have been doing awesome work with fantastic paint jobs showing off in the Discord. Hashtag throw the Discord link up. Oh, dang it. Oh, wait. Nope. Tim put the wrong one in.
Did he?
Yeah. Huh. I typed it in right. The link to our Discord. Super awesome place for you to hang out and talk pro acryl, talk painting. Got a huge Discord full of awesome painters. Super active. We run challenges every month for not super big challenges, but just like some fun stuff to kind of challenge you for some new techniques and new ways to think about painting.
Crossbow, we have an amazing EU distributor in PK Pro in Germany. Plus about, I think about a half a dozen or 10-ish. We might be coming up on 10 to a dozen retailers in the EU as well. So contact PK Pro if they don't have the product on their site available. They should. They just got restocked. But yeah, PK Pro's been our EU distributor since Brexit. So you've been able to get it over there for years. Yeah, Fantasy Vault carries our stuff. They get it through PK. PK is our central distributor over there. But yeah, every product that we have, pretty much. There are some products that we don't export, but most everything is. So all of the paints, things like that. Brushes have been in super tight supply for over a year. We just restocked them in the States. They sold out in 4.5 hours.
It's true.
So
That's not even an exaggeration.
So you're not going to be getting paintbrushes anytime soon. We apologize for that, but we're working on it. We're working on being able to make more brushes, so one of these days we'll figure it out, Chet.
Stuff in the fire.
One of these days.
Getting this cool maroon tabard that she's got going on here. A nice little mixture of dark magenta, a little bit of black. Base coat, and I think I added a little bit of this dark.
Alpha Spiel carries it too. Yep.
Dark ivory.
Frozen, you got it.
That's what it is.
Fantasy Vault, Alpha Spiel, PK. I'm horrible with all of the store names over there. Yeah, Element, though, in the UK. As well as about another dozen UK retailers as well. Yeah, Tim threw up the FLGS link. You can check there. Alpha Spiel's on there. Fantasy Vault is on there. There's about a half a dozen EU stores at that link that Tim threw up for finding a store near you. As well as PK. But there you go. No more excuses. You can get everything you want.
You can get whatever you like.
Anything you want.
Anything you want.
Well, maybe not anything, but
Well, not quite.
close-ish.
Most things.
All right. I think the hardest thing when doing the really thin, we did this out of paintbrush bristles. So not standard paintbrush bristles, paintbrushes you get from the hardware store. This
This
4-inch house painting brush bristles.
Brush, yeah.
So when wanting to do fun hair and grass and things like that, I tend to use this. It's what I use for the grass. I think the last time I broke that out and made people laugh was when we were doing the grass on the Guardian diorama that we did. So all of the grass that we created back there is all paintbrush bristles, right? Just cut and spread apart and glued in the ground and painted. Allows you to get some really cool texture for like $3 for a lifetime supply.
Yeah.
Like if you use all of that before the sun burns out, I would be surprised. The hardest part for me is I've had to buy a lot of these because you'll move or you'll forget where you put it.
Or you'll be like, "Oh, I need a house painting brush."
Exactly.
For actual house painting.
Exactly. Well, somebody will see it sitting in here and go, "Well, that's definitely not for the hobby.
Yeah.
That must not mean to be here."
Yeah.
And it'll go live someplace else, and then I'll have to go buy another 4-inch brush. But you're not supposed to have to buy a lot of 4-inch brushes.
Luckily, they're like 75 cents.
Yeah.
Or
Not
$4.
supposed to have to buy a lot.
Very nearly getting to the end of all of this Shatterpoint stuff that I've built so far. A lot of models done. Maybe we have this one and then one more, right? Let me look at the.
I think so. I think it's just your lieutenants that you had left, right?
Well, I have one of the squads, the Dooku squad box. That's all done. Which are these models here. We've got the 2 Magna Guards. Let me move this out of the way. A little bit. Got the 2 Magna Guards. Magna Guard A. Which is I actually really love this pose.
I like those guys. I think they're
cool
really cool. I have no idea what they are. I'm not a big enough Star Wars nerd to know anything about Magna Guard. That doesn't exist. That's just made up nonsense.
There's not a whole lot to it. They're just robots. They're like Guardian robots for the Separatists. And then we got this guy. It's all Donarinos. And then we have Jango Fett, who I'm absolutely in love with.
Yep, killed it too.
This might be the best paint job that I've done on these guys so far.
I love it. Yep, turned out great.
I gotta do his base still. Think about it. So he's up pretty much done. And then I have Dooku. Dooku was the first one that I painted last week, I think.
So each squad or
Yeah,
whatever you call it has a leader. Dooku's obviously one of them.
Yeah, so there are two kinds of leaders. You have your primary leader, you have a secondary leader, and then you have a support unit.
Right. So who's your primary leader for Squad 2?
It is the primary leader for Squad 2 is Asajj.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
So Django goes with Dooku.
it comes with the box. It's all mix and match. So Django is a secondary support unit.
Gotcha. So he can go with any main hero.
Correct. You can take him with Asajj if you want.
Right.
But he just
how are
comes
you
with
doing
the
it?
box.
You putting him with Dooku?
For now, I think he's really cool. He plays kind of like you imagine a bounty hunter would play. He like runs around, captures people. He like pulls people off of points and stuff. Shoots his gun, does cool stuff. He has like a remote explosives thing type of effect where if you activate a model within like a certain range, they take damage. Kind of cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So he's really neat. Dooku is just like a big old tank. He's very defensive. He's got a big thing that says, if you hit somebody near me, I'm gonna walk up and smack you in the face for doing so.
Okay.
Which is cool. And then the Magna Guards basically are like bodyguards for him, which is neat. Asajj is just a murder machine. Like actually just.
Is
a
she
blender.
really?
Yeah, she's just a blender. She moves really fast. You throw her at stuff, and she just goes, brrrr, and blends it all together.
I assume that's fairly canon.
I believe so.
Like
she's like a really like angry and aggressive like fighter sort of unit, from my understanding.
Sure.
And then we got two of the stands of the B1s, which are pretty much done. I'll probably use like another wash or something, which I might do today, because I wasn't really happy with the overall contrast on these guys. I think they needed just a little bit more.
Right.
And then we have Kalani, which is one of the super tactical droids, which is just like a droid support unit. Kind of orders droids around and makes them do extra attacks and cool stuff like that. So kind of neat.
That makes sense. Pair her with the B1s.
Yeah. She doesn't really like do anything specific, or Asajj doesn't really do anything specific with droids.
You just have to fill out her squad with something, and so...
Yeah. But specifically, Dooku cares about separatist units, which the droids are. Kalani cares about droids, which the Magna Guards are, which is cool. And then the Grievous box, which comes out in a couple of months, has General Grievous, who's also a separatist leader. And he comes with the B2s, which are the big, like, hulking...
Yeah.
droids with like the machine gun arm things.
Yep.
And those are going to be really cool when they come out. And those are 2 to a base, so they're going to be big old.
Instead of 3.
Yeah. So
Are
that'll
they
be
going to get
fun
the
mess
rolly
around.
ones?
Those will come out eventually, I'm sure. But those are super cool.
Yeah.
Crowbeard, do y'all prime your models before you paint them? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I come from a world of painting cars and motorcycles and doing custom art and things like that on those. And even when painting a canvas and using gesso as a primer, technically, right, to prep your surface with, I believe that every surface should be prepped if you want the paint to last for as long as it will. There's just no other answer. Yeah. You can paint directly on plastic for sure. But if you want that paint to last for a long time, giving it a better tooth to grab onto by prepping that surface is better. Now, prepped surfaces can equal sanding. You can actually take a plastic model, which sounds like an absolute pain in the neck, but you could take it with a very like a 3500 grit, really light wet sand, and you could rough the surface. Now, for us, that doesn't make sense because of the way the details are.
Yeah.
When doing big flat surfaces like sides of tanks, that can work really well because you just scuff it up. Not visibly textured, but textured at a micro level so that the paint grabs on. It has more handholds. That's what primer does. Now, saying that, if you're using satin or gloss primer, you're not really priming. All you're doing is painting with a color. So you need to use an ultra matte primer because that's what prepping the surface means. It gives it what we call tooth. At a microscopic level, it looks like a bunch of little fingers on the surface, right? It would look like, the surface of the moon, pockmarked and all that stuff. Visibly, you can't tell. but it gives a lot more surface area for your first layer of paint to grab onto, right?
Yeah.
So priming, always a great idea. Doesn't mean that everybody does it. Some fantastic painters out there paint right over the gray plastic. More power to them. I will never do that. So.
It's especially if you're going to be doing like gaming models.
It's the paint before you paint.
Yep, the paint before you paint.
That's exactly what I said in our priming video. I was like, wait, so I gotta do the paint before the paint? That was the intro. And the answer is
with
yes.
clear coat. Clear coat paint so you can prime them after you paint as well.
Yeah. Then you varnish it, which is the paint after the paint.
You have the paint before the paint, you got the paint, and you got paint after the paint.
That's not priming is a strategic error. It can be, it just depends. If you're putting a model on the shelf, I give you more leeway. If you're using it for gaming, obviously you prime your models. Primer by definition will have a heavier urethane in it too, so it will allow you to have better adhesion to the model overall. Those same urethanes in a regular paint are harder to manage because it changes the properties of the paint from being able to thin the same way, achieve the opacity you want. There's all sorts of issues with heavy urethane colored paints. They're not meant to be as flexible when painting for artists. You'll find heavy urethane paints for like painting houses and boats and cars and things like that, where you're not really blending colors and such.
I get this little bit of yellow pop on her the old belt scarf thing. I don't even know what to call it. It's not even really a tabard.
Likes us.
Thank you for the follow, Grand Oracle. Hello.
Balter brush. Any ideas on an etching primer that you can push through an airbrush? No. The self-etching primers are going to be lacquers. Can you push them through an airbrush? Sure. I used to have a buddy that would decant paint out of rattle cans because he found a rattle can lacquer primer that he really liked that was etching. And he would decant it. You can just pop a hole in the can, let all the pressurized air out, and then decant the paint into a bottle and airbrush with it. I don't recommend this. It's messy as hell, but you can. But I don't know technically what it gains you. The etching properties are good when doing metal, for sure. It's what we used in like painting motorcycle tanks and things like that. Just a really good heavy urethane acrylic primer works great.
We're base coating all this yellow in a mix of yellow oxide and dark golden brown. One of my favorite colors in the range, to be honest with you. Dark golden brown is awesome. I feel like I use it all the time now.
Yeah, it's most of what I use to base my golds. I haven't been using it lately because I've been doing most of my golds. Like all of our golds for these blood angels that I'm doing are based with greens. But dark golden brown tends to be my starting point for golds and bronze when I'm doing non-metallic metal. Fantastic color. So good for lots of things, though. It's great on skin.
Dark
Believe it or
golden brown?
not, as a great shadow layer.
Yeah. If you're doing like very olive skin tones.
Yeah, it can. And just really give a neat shadow depth as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's see. What do you got? See you later, Gosu. Have a good night. Thank you for the bottle belter brush. Bad Blood Boss says, "Hey Fuse, congrats to you and Jen on the new digs.
Sorry, thank you. Good to see you, man. Times. How you been?"
They're also saying that the small block Chevy powered Chevette is still for sale here in CT. Must be a
long way to get that thing, but yeah, that was bitching. He sent me a picture of it on Facebook, I think.
Oh, that's funny.
There's a place in my heart for Chevettes. We were going to give every follower gets a Chevette. There's probably not that many Chevettes left in the world. When we hit, like, I think it was like $1 billion in donations.
Oh my gosh.
Big fun joke we did for quite a while on the stream.
If you actually got there.
I think it was
labeled, like, how do I
think it was technically labeled as $1 bajillion. When we hit $1 bajillion in donations, I would go out and track down, find, buy, and deliver a Chevette to every member of chat. It's still open. I don't know if the command's still active, but the offer's still open. If we hit $1 bajillion, I am. If I can't drive the Chevette because we don't find one that runs for you, I'll drive the truck that delivers the non-running Chevette straight to your doorstep. I don't even care, man. I'm down.
What a wild ride that would be. Can you imagine just like driving across the country dropping off Chevettes to everybody?
I'm down.
That'd be so funny.
I did not do it because I had to do the hand-painted wood grain on the paneling on the sides, T-Schmidt. It's still over in the case, though. We could bust it back out someday. One of our stream members, one of the chat members, 3D printed out a Chevette for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I painted it up like this god-awful yellow with family truckster wood paneling.
Oh, my god.
So good.
And amazing, to be fair. Yeah, drop off a Chevette, Monument paint starter box, and some brushes.
Hey, whoa. I did not say you get a Chevette and a bunch of paint and brushes. You guys are taking advantage of the situation now. You're only giving us $1 bajillion. I don't know where all this other money's coming from.
Also, where's our $1 bajillion? Can't start complaining about other stuff until we got the $1 bajillion.
Yeah, talk about cart before the horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about cart before the horse.
Now, if we hit $2 bajillion, I personally will.
You'll never see me again. I'm sorry. I don't know. We hit $2 bajillion. I'm delivering a bunch of Chevettes and then splitting town. Done. What happened to that Jason guy? Never saw him again.
That may want to hit this one even more. Because they're going to get big ol' vat of plaid paint. R&D will mysteriously just finish. And we'll have plenty of production samples available for all of you chat folks.
I dread to say, because I don't want to be the enemy of fun, but I don't think any amount of dollars
we'll get that to happen.
Is going to make plaid paint. I'm just going to throw it out there, chat. I know we're having fun here. We're living in La La Land. But I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Not like I make paint or anything. Brush needs cleaning.
Been a minute.
Well, I had see, that's it. That's the reason.
We're using the wrong brush.
Well, I had a number 1 I was using for stippling.
Oh.
And I beat the absolute crap out of it. Yep. And then I went and got another number 1 here recently for doing my regular paint work.
Yep.
I was using the stippling one.
No, that's not the way we do that.
Apparently it is.
I guess so. Want some electric? Isn't it eclectic salmon? Or is it electric salmon? I don't think it's electric salmon.
It's eclectic.
That's what I thought. Wad Tomato asks an interesting question. Why is it black brown and black green, but blue black?
Blue black is one of the ones that probably could have been black blue, but it was on the border and I felt it was more black than blue. The idea is that the first color would be the one that should have the ish after it. So think of it as bluish black. Like blackish green. Blackish brown. You get the drift.
Makes sense to me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cereal is not soup.
Ah!
We are not bringing that up again in this chat. Not happening. Because it's not real. Cereal is, in fact, just cereal.
It's okay to have multiple food groups. It doesn't have to be. Everything falls into like 4 categories.
One tomato. That actually makes perfect sense.
It doesn't always work, Wad, because a lot of it's subjective, you know, like on the it could be black blue, it could be black green or green black. It just depends. Sometimes it's like I want there to be another green, so I call it black green. Some people could have said, well, it could have been green black. Yes, but it's not.
Hey, it could have been, but it's not.
But it's not. It still gets the point across.
Make brown paint and say it was plaid when it went into the bottle.
Is that going to be our customer service answer? I bought this plaid paint from you, and this is not plaid at all. The customer service response will be squint harder. You have to squint until your eyelashes make the lines.
I'm doing it. This is weird.
Jen says, don't show up here with a Chevette. We have no room. Party pooper.
Like you guys just got like a big old house.
It is not that big. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
It's almost the same as our old house. It's really what we did is change neighborhoods. It's so funny. This has happened to me for like all of the last 2 or 3 nights when I'm sitting in my office at the house and I'm getting tired. It's getting close to bedtime and I start thinking about going to sleep. The way my office is situated is very, very similar to the old house. And the layout of the house is very similar to the old house. So I feel like as I'm staring at my computer and getting tired, that I would get up and go this way through the door and immediately into the bedroom. And it's not that way. My brain then comes back and says, not the same house. And
that's so funny.
It's a very weird feeling. As I have to remember how to get around the new house. Oh yeah, that room's not through there. It turns out.
Look, I'm just saying, at least you've got a really fantastic drive home now.
Oh, my drive home is amazing.
Yeah. He has a drive home that feels like a drive home.
It's so funny, right? I told you guys that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense even to me when I say it, really. But then again, it does.
Makes sense to me. I have the same kind of drive.
I never thought about
shorter.
it before we got this house that that driving home could feel so different because of the fact that you're going through neighborhoods instead of like commercial districts, and that feels more like a home. So,
hey, somebody likes us.
May seem funny. Calorie Mar, what's going on?
What's up? Thank you for the follow.
You out of here, Paint Liquor. Take it easy, man.
Paint Liquor. See you later.
Off to Diablo 4, he says.
Oh, no. What have you done? I mean, to be fair, that's not a bad way to spend your Thursday night. I mean, you could be just hanging out in Discord or, you know, on stream for another 20 or 30 minutes. But no, you had to play some Diablo. I won't hold it against you much, but, you know.
I love how I said much.
You know.
I won't hold it against you much.
Dope looking work there, both Ventress and the Sigmar Fig. Thank you, Calorie Mar.
This is Dante, man. No Sigmar Fig. I just happened to use...
Oh, it does. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I just happened to use the wings from whatever her name is. Yndrasta, the Celestial Spear. But it's Dante, baby. Full on Dante.
This is a 40K model.
We're doing Dante's Blazing Electric Axe. I'm really digging it, too. It's like we're getting some drama going here.
Tim's asking for Therapy Thursday.
Well, I mean, he can keep asking. It is 441, isn't it?
It is, in fact, 441.
So, yeah, you may want to...
Is there an ETA on Brush Goop being back in stock?
Hopefully, beginning of the week. We had a tremendous distributor order that ate it all up. And Jen, who makes it, the team, Jen and the girls that make it, have all been busy with the brushes this week. We had our brush restock on Monday, which immediately sold out, as we've described already. And so yeah, that kind of went the way of the buffalo for this week. We apologize on stock on soap. We didn't expect that at the same time all this other stuff happened, we'd have to make like 400 of them for a distributor out of the blue. So I would say early this next week, you're good.
Got to get through the big old pile of stuff right in front of our faces.
Holy hell, do we ever. The team's staying late. Got guys willing to do some overtime. Help us get there.
Are they just back up packing stuff?
Yeah, working on orders. We're so far behind. And I was telling everybody today, in the history of our company, we've never been this far behind because we just weren't prepared for the slew of orders on Monday as brush restocks came in.
Yeah, we knew that the brushes were going to be super popular when they came out. We did not know that they would be almost sold out in 4 hours.
Yeah, Jesus.
We had no idea.
Which, thank you guys and gals.
Yeah, seriously. It's amazing.
Ridiculous level of support with our products as always, but holy hell, bear with us, because if you did order some stuff, it's going to take a brief minute for you to get it all.
You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Community. I thank my lucky stars for it every day.
Deathwalker, thank you. Yeah, we were blown away. I think we were streaming and somebody was like, yeah, those are sold out.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember this.
Or maybe it was before stream that Jen was like, oh yeah, those are gone. I'm like, no. What do you mean, define gone? And she's like there aren't any more.
Like, we sold them all.
Duh.
That restock we just got, we need another one. All right, Saj is pretty close. Getting pretty close. Got to do some easy non-metallic metal on her belly.
What do we think, chat?
I think that looks sick. That looks awesome.
I'm glad we did it, personally. I think
Yeah.
that... I don't know that the model had to have anything like that added. I think I've created my own version of Horus, you know, where it's like, it almost is like, it's borderline too much stuff.
Yeah.
But I just, when we started talking about it originally, I was like, you know what? It'd be cool to have some lightning bolts coming off the axe. I think that might be kind of bitchin', and I'm glad we did it. I think that's freaking awesome.
I mean, you officially have probably the coolest Dante in the world.
I think that's pretty cool.
I have not seen any Dantes anywhere even remotely close to being as cool as this. So, that's pretty cool.
Sold out faster than the 40K box. It did, but we didn't make as many. Your order of brushes came in earlier today. They all tasted great. Xenobond, don't eat the brushes. How many times do we have to tell you?
Walker. Sold out faster than the 40K box.
Froggy Sense. The Sam Lynn set, the Uncle Adam set are still in. Great ways to get some of the brushes, especially the sizes that are sold out. Realize that the Uncle Adam set includes the size 2 and the size 4 synthetic that are sold out, as well as a size 00, right? So it's a 00, 2, and 4. And that is amazing. That's literally the set I use the most, size-wise. So if you watch me paint, everything I've painted on Dante has been done with those 3 brushes, basically. A little bit of a number 1 in there too, but the 00 would work just as well. So, you know, you can get the Uncle Adam set is fantastic. The Sam Lynn set, on the other hand, has the 0, 1, and 3 Sable that are sold out in that, plus 2 of the synthetic size 6 for base coating. So both of those sets are tremendous sets, right, that give you a lot of the brushes that are sold out, and then you can add the brushes that are still in stock, like the Sable 4, I think the Sable 0, 1, and 2 are sold out. So you can't get any of those,
yeah,
but you can get the 0, the 1, and the 3 in the Sam Lynn set if you like the Sables, and you can get the Uncle Adam set, which I believe that in the synthetics, the 2 and the 4 are sold out. I think so.
There's a link to the store.
The
So
1 I know
them.
is sold out. I believe the 2 and the 4
Right
are sold out in the synthetics. Those are some of our most sought after brushes, but the sets still have them. So dig in, try to get those. Can you sell them for a 400% markup on eBay? I mean, you do you, but I'll get on there and tell people they're silly. I mean, they're silly. Let's see. Tim, you may or may not get therapy.
Oh.
If Discord won't log in, we're not doing it.
Discord has a tendency to do that. Uh-oh.
Sorry, but that's the way it works, Tim.
Ooh, Tim.
Crowbeard, you've been waiting to get brushes from us for months. Act quick, because like I said, the Sam Lynn's and the Uncle Adam sets are in now, but they won't be by the end of the week, I don't think.
Yeah, do not wait.
Don't wait for longer than the weekend.
We genuinely are saying this with genuine concern to make sure that you get your hands on them.
Yeah, this is FOMO in reality.
Yeah.
This is not, I mean, there will be more, so don't ever fret.
Yeah.
There will be more, but remember that it takes 90 days for a production run, so our production cycle will not be producing any more brushes in hand until probably end of August, early September. Oh, damn it, man. It's saying for me to log in again. Are you kidding me? All right, I'm going to go get my phone just to save Tim, because I like Tim, and I don't know
Well,
why.
to be fair, if it's the model that I think Tim's putting up there, it's probably worth it. Yeah. I figured as much, Tim. I think it would be super fun to go over your guys' models. T-Schmidt, you're still here, right? Did you put yours in the same spot? Or is it just Tim? Or yeah, just Tim. You are, and you did. Perfect. So we have a T-Schmidt and a Lumberjack Tim model in the Discord. In the Therapy Thursday Discord.
Don't get me started.
Discord is stupid.
Discord is literally the stupidest app in the face of the planet.
Yep.
Pisses me off. Hey, Discord, why can't I log in? Why can't you send me two-factor authentication?
Well, Tim did just say that you are the best.
He's lying.
What? I don't know. I think he's pretty on point. You're pretty cool.
That guy.
Look, you convinced me to move to Arizona.
This is awesome, by the way.
Are you looking at the model?
Their two models are fantastic.
Oh yeah, they killed it.
This is for those of you that don't know, this between Tim and T. Schmidt, two guys that have journeyed off to do some really cool stuff with busts that they don't normally do, and has been incredibly fun to watch. Right? Did I hit the whip thing? I thought I hit the whip thing. Oh, did it not hit? Oh, because we shrunk it down. Oh, this is going to be horrible.
Oh, did we do weird things to it for the...
Let me see if I can duplicate this. Copy.
There you go. Paste.
Paste.
Duplicate.
Duplicate.
There you go.
Hey, look at me. Turn that off. Leave that one on. And then on this one, I can come over here and do this. Let's just see if that works real quick. Maybe lift it up like so. Sorry, chat. We have a new way of doing this for the month enders.
Yeah.
So it's a little funky. All right, so T. Schmidt. What is this guy called?
I don't know.
Tim, T. Schmidt, what is this guy called?
Yeah, what is this model called?
It's a fun bust.
Yeah.
Monument Gentastic is the best, says Deathwalker.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Jader, I thought we were friends. Oh, Rumpelstiltskin? Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
I like it.
So good.
Two very different takes on the model.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Very different color palettes.
Yep.
Which is cool. I love the orb. The gold orb.
Yeah,
Got
T.
that
Schmidt did
perfect
his
little
orb in
sheen.
metallic, even though he did non-metallic on the buckle.
Is that
right?
I think that's not metallic.
No, this is
metallic?
metallic paint here. Yeah. I'm not sure why it's not seeing my...
No, it's metallics? Oh, okay.
Why is it not seeing my my cursor? Capture cursor. Capture cursor. Client area? I don't know what that means. Okay, I have cursor there. Oh, now it's back. All right, cool. Yeah, this is metallics. And this is all non-metallic. It's neat because it does give an interesting texture and an interesting feel to the ball being metallic paints versus the non-metallic. So it's almost like the ball is some sort of magical substance by doing it in metallic. So it's a unique concept of taking one material and doing it in metallics, but doing all of your other real metallic things in non-metallic. Usually doesn't work, but in this case, I would say you pulled it off. It gives the feel of this ball being something magical. Hey, look, moon rock, kind of a thing, right? Yeah. I like the subtle flush to the cheeks and the nose, ears. Great use of color. I think probably a little bit more contrast on the skin, give me a little bit more darkness. Punch that contrast in that kind of almost fake way that we do with miniatures so that you get a little bit more volume to it. Color's a little flat in the flesh. But I'm really digging the greens and the purples and everything. The desaturated colors on the purple, almost like a wine berry color.
I really like the green. I think the highlights
I think
on
this
the
all looks
arms and
fantastic.
green, particularly, I love it.
Yeah, looks really, really good. I love it.
I love that you incorporated the gold theme from Rumpelstiltskin's narrative. Very cool.
Spinning straw into gold, yeah. I think it's great. I think it's great. Tim, on the other hand, didn't read Rumpelstiltskin. And his is like a magic ball. But I love this because it looks like clouds swirling around inside of like a glass orb.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those like winter, or what are they called? snow globes.
Yeah.
Like with like a.
I dig it. Yeah, I love it. You're pretty sure it's a watermelon.
I'm pretty sure it's a watermelon.
A perfectly round watermelon. It did really give me, I think that the thing that would really pull it off is if you threw some reflective shine on here on the outside so that it would shove the cloudiness deep into it. I'm not sure that that's what Tim was going for. So we'll wait for him to comment. But I think that if you were looking for it to be kind of like, you know, the fortune teller's ball, right, is what I got when I first looked at it, because the light green swooping around in there makes it feel like it's supposed to be smoke on the inside, right? Magical, mystical ball. And the way you would shove all that inside the glass, as opposed to, because, you know, when you paint, you can't create reality and depth. You have to do it fake by layering different colors and contrast on top of one another to push other colors lower in the visual plane. And so on this, what you really need is you need that shine, that spherical shine that would kind of, it could come straight down here, but typically pick an edge. You know, it looks like you've kind of, your light, in some ways your light feels like it's coming off his left shoulder. Some of it's direct on because we get a little bit more shading on this. So some of that might be the camera too. But, you know, doing just a shine that kind of curves, you know, kind of semi-circular along the edge would push all that behind.
This is fantastic, though.
Yeah, I love it. The skin looks really, really good. Love the skin.
I really love the face.
The great flush in the eye sockets and the nose here. Good stuff. This is what I mean, T. Schmidt, by a little bit more contrast on the flesh. He's got really good shadow at the temples, really good shadow underneath the cheek. It pulls what may be fake, like when you see this in real life, this person sitting in front of you. Not as much shadowing happens at the cheeks and such. But in miniature, we like to do that because it pulls those volumes out and really gives shape to things that are actually small. So I really dig that. Great job there. Really good delineation between fingernails and skin up here. I like that. The color of the fingernails is done really well.
It's got that warm reddish tone to it.
Yeah.
For hue.
Yeah, and I dig the colors on the suit too. Good stuff. I love that you guys challenged each other by doing this.
Yeah, I love that you guys had the same bust and were like, let's just do the same bust.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Boltered Brush throws something in here.
Ooh.
I like knights. I like some old knights, some old square base knights. I'm digging it.
School knights.
Empire knights. I dig it. You can't go wrong with steel and yellow and black.
Yep.
Right?
1000%.
Good colors. I would throw a little bit more color on the base. I don't know that I'd go into like full green grass style. I like the beat up stuff, but I would put a little bit more color down here. You can make it like mossy stone, pull some green, pull some orangey, rusty, coppery colors down here. Give something that offsets the neutrality of these models up here. The yellow is a great blast of warmth.
Yeah.
But when you do it so binary like this, when you have yellow and black and gray and things like that, finding that other subtle color to work in there. I really like the idea of green. Is when I look at this, I feel like, ooh, green would work really well. But you don't want to go punchy green. You just want it to be a subtle, like mossy stone on the rock down here. I think it would work really, really well.
You can also punch a little bit of saturation into the horses, like the legs on the horses would add a nice little spot of color as well.
Oh, awesome. He says he's got grass to throw on. Yeah, if you're doing tufts and things like that, what I like to do when I put down ballast and things is to take a really quick wash of something like an orangey brown that's really thin, lay it over there, let it get in the recesses underneath the stone to put some warmth or contrast in that dirt layer, and then go over it with like a mossy green. Your grayishness of the ballast and the way you have it painted still becomes the main thing, but you get these subtle hues down low. Then when you put the grass tufts on, or however you're doing your grass, it makes it look more alive, because that color of life of grass, because one of the things that always bothers me when we put tufts on is you get ballast, which is dead, and then tuft of grass,
which is alive.
Yeah, it doesn't really have that feel.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't arid wastelands that feel like this, and you don't necessarily have to do lush, full of grass, but there's a neat, subtle way to use it to where it looks really good, and I think that's by adding a little bit of layer of color in there. It's awesome, though.
It's also multiple different textures on the base, too, which helps make it look really kind of realistic as well, which is nice.
Volan Venators. Yeah. I think I had these guys that they have in the old Empire stuff, they had these same guys, because they had the same plume, same helmet, but it was the dudes with the crossbows sitting on the shields. They were also called Venators. So it might have been from this as like a mercenary company for the Empire or something like that. I don't remember, but they're very similar to this. I had tons of those for my knights. What are they called? the flesh eater quartz are what's left of them.
Oh, Bretonians?
Bretonians.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bretonians. So I use them a lot. Oh, they were all metal though, so it was a real pain in the ass. But
yeah. Those models are crazy though.
I bit sorted them when I worked at GW, so I had like 50 bajillion bits. This is amazing.
Whoa.
Who is this?
What is that?
Bolted brush coming in with the other stuff. I love it. Great stuff. Yeah, see, this is good. This makes it all feel alive. So if you're doing stuff like this and just sinking that kind of cobble and whatever I was calling it before, the ballast dirt into the background, fantastic. This will look great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, this guy's great. The ogre tyrant.
That's such a wild model.
It's all the snotlings or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called in the fantasy. The not grots, they're something else. They all carry him. The big tide of moving dudes carrying this huge ogre around. Noblars. That's right, Noblars. Fantastic. Good stuff. Great Jorb.
Great Dorb.
You gonna keep painting or you done?
I'm done.
You're done. Okay.
Yeah, I got a bunch of cleaning to do tonight.
All right, gang. Baby J's got to go get ready for his parents to move in with him.
For a day.
They're coming down here to live with him for the rest of time.
God,
we don't know how that's going to go, but...
Please, no.
God, no, please.
God, no.
Oh, God, no, please.
I'm living on my own right now, and it's great.
Oh, I love how you can't even see the lightning on this way. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah. That's
Boom, and it just opens up. So
just means you got to put another one that goes to the other wing.
Good another one that goes where?
To the other wing. See it from the back.
Oh, no. No, we are done with the lightning, the handmade lightning arcing on stuff. We are finished.
Looks fantastic.
We are not really doing this anymore. It was fun while it lasted. We're done. So, hope everybody has enjoyed hanging out with us, doing a little bit of painting, having a little fun nerd talk. This is what we do here 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like tomorrow coming up, we do what we call our hobby lunch. Starts at noon Pacific time here in the States. Goes till 2 p.m. Today, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, a little bit later, we start at the 2 p.m. slot. Go till 5, like now. And it gives you 5 chances during the week to catch up with us. We'd love to see you back as much as possible. For all of you that came over from the raid from Marco, thanks for hanging out with us. If you have not yet done it, please hit that follow button. Get alerts for when we do go live. Remember, we are Monument Hobbies. We make our livings by selling you all the awesome hobby tools that we make right here in our factory in Arizona. So try some Pro Acryl. All these luscious, delectable, delicious, don't eat the paint, liquid acrylic colors and brushes that you see. Although the brush is sold out in 4.5 hours, you can't buy any right now. But yeah, check out the store, Baby J with all the links. Store, Discord, we have thousands of amazing artists just like yourselves hanging out over on the Discord. Great place for inspiration, great way to talk hobby, great way to find out what's going on with Monument. It is really just a community of artists, so great place to come hang out with us, ask questions all the time. And there we go, Deathwalker also coming in. And then the FLGS link, find a store near you to support your local gaming stores that carry Monument Hobbies as well. So try all of them. You will enjoy it. So look forward to seeing you back here. Stick around. We're going to raid somebody, show some love in the channel we wind up in, and we will see your faces back here mañana. Have a wonderful evening. We're out, guys.